Hi guys, and welcome back to one of my videos for my YouTube channel and for my blog, The Witches Boudoir. As you've probably seen, I have just received my MAC Cosmetics lipsticks. These I actually bought before I got some samples. These are kind of really intricate colours for me. They're kind of very standout colours. For starters, I have the White Out, which is a completely white lipstick, which I will be using today. I also have Mermaid Tail, which is a sort of bluey green colour. And I also have the Silver Charm, which is a very glittery, very smudgeable, blendable silver lipstick, which I'm going to be using again today as well. Mermaid's Tail I will be doing with a different look probably later this week or possibly in 2019 towards the start of the year. Today I haven't actually put my foundation on yet. I thought it'd be nice to actually show you guys how I do my primer, my foundation and my concealer. And I'm also going to be using a few items that are from my shopping haul from this year, from this month. I don't tend to blog about what makeup I have bought in a month, but this month I'm doing it because I have bought a few items. So as I said, I'm going to get started with my foundation, my concealer and my primer. And I will apologise, I have a massive spot coming up here. It's really, really red and it's really, really noticeable. However, my foundation will hide it. So yeah, firstly, I'm going to be using the Pure Benefit Pore Fusion. This is the Pearl Primer. I got this in the December Birchbox. I will say I do like Benefit products. So this one for me is going to be fun to use and a little bit different for me to use. So it's really nicely packaged. It comes in a really nice little open little box. It is a small sample size. I did try this yesterday and it did seem to work really well. So I just thought, well, I'll use it again today. It's what I had to hand without me rummaging through. So yeah, basically when I do my primer, I tend to use little bits because I tend to then blend in with my hands. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I tend to not use very much of it. I find that you don't really need to, especially if you're using a foundation. So yeah, as I said, I do use my hands when I use my primers and my foundation. Today with my foundation, I am going to use a actual sponge. And this Pore Fusion is meant to hide your pores, encourage them to be a bit more natural, rather than massive gaping holes in your face. And if you look, it does sort of help. With me, I tend to do other remedies for my pores. I use a lot of special face masks and that, which I make at home. I tend to do honey masks and that, which just work for me. So yeah, that is my primer on. I will say this primer has a unique kind of scent to it. It's a little bit fruity. It smells quite nice. It's probably not a primer I would generally go for though. I do like Benefit stuff, as I said, but this primer is kind of... I'm still a little bit questioning whether it's worth actually going out and buying. Next, I am going to be using my foundation, and this is Revolution's Fast Base Foundation Stick in the shade F4. Now, you've probably noticed this is the foundation I tend to use a lot. This is my go-to foundation. I do have another foundation, which is a Revolution, I think it's a liquid Revolution foundation. I'll have to check. But yeah, I do have other foundations, but this is my tend to go to foundation. So yeah, I tend to, like, I'm actually running out of this. I'm so glad I've got spare. So just kind of like draw it onto my face. And I will say this is one of the main foundations that I've found that actually really, really works for me. It's like a really good shade. And yeah, I'm actually quite amazed because I really didn't think I'd use that much, but it appears that I have used nearly a whole stick. So yeah, next I will be blending it out with a sponge. And yes, I go over my eyelids with my foundation. It just gives a better coverage, I find. Because my skin's quite oily and drying, because I suffer with eczema. So on the one hand, it can be quite oily in places. And on the other hand, it can be very, very, like, dry. And then, of course, I have acne. So my skin really is a combination skin. Like when people say to me, "Oh, what's your skin type?" It's like, well, yes, it's a combination skin, and this is all the combination that it is. So if your product works on my skin, it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, as you can tell, I just tend to blend it in to my skin. I will say this is as near to my skin tone as I can possibly get. It is as close a foundation as ever. Yes, I can still see my spots, but that's because I've not used a colour corrector. But that's fine. It's fine for me. I am going to be using a concealer, so I'll use that over the top. I have been having bouts of insomnia recently. I think it's a bit of excitement and kind of getting through things at the moment. I will say this morning, if you did see my post first thing this morning on Instagram, I did have a little bit of a phone technical problem. Basically, my normal phone that I use, my everyday phone, decided that it didn't want to turn on this morning. So I had to wait to go to my local Tesco's and get them to actually fix it for me. So yeah, yeah. So I'm glad they fixed that for me. So I now have my phone again. So life is normal. So yeah, that is my foundation. As you can see, it is as close to my skin tone as I can get. I'm just gonna blend it down my neck a bit more. So I don't think I actually did my shoulders. So yeah, basically I just tend to blend it so it's all one kind of even tone. And not streaky either, because I don't like streaky. No one likes streaky. Next, the concealer I'm going to be using is the Revolution Conceal and Define. This is in C3, and it's like a little wand brush type. And I'm literally going to dab it on my spots and then blend it out. And also under my eyes, because my eyes, as I said, I am suffering with insomnia. It's just like I'm going to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning and I might get some hours sleep. Sometimes I'm waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I get at least 2 hours sleep. So yeah, basically I just tend to like blend it in to the foundation. And it's kind of like, what I tend to do is I tend to like pat it and bounce it onto the skin and then just like very gently move. So yeah. Yeah, this area, which is where the massive spot is that's driving me up the wall, we'll just have to do for the day. I mean, it's a massive spot. It will go down in the next couple of days, so yeah. But yeah, it looks better. I can still see it slightly on camera, but that's not too bad. It's just really raised. It's not as red and inflamed as it was, so it looks a bit more natural. So yeah, that is my foundation, my concealer, and my primer. you know, that's just like my normal kind of thing. Next I will be doing my eye makeup. Now I actually had to hunt for this palette because it wasn't in my usual makeup storage area, which means that I haven't used it for a little while, which is kind of like, well, why haven't I used it? This is MUA's eyeshadow palette, Dusk Till Dawn. And because of the lip colour that I'm going to do today, I wanted something a bit more neutral for my eyes. And I'm going to be using the Paretta, which is, I believe, from the actual colours that I'm being shown, I believe the colour that I will be using is this kind of like soft, creamy, neutral colour. And I'll also be using that kind of glittery white as well, because I'm kind of going for like a very neutral colour, Christmassy, glitzy, kind of soft look. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to be using this colour first. And I can tell I haven't actually used this palette very much. I think I've used one shade out of the whole lot of it, which is not like me. Normally I use my palettes till, you know, I actually run out of product. I will say this palette, you know, it's not too bad. I'm gonna gather that it's a little bit old. It smells fine though. Considering I've just put it on my eye, well, oh well. So yeah, this palette, you know, if you see this palette, it's not bad. So yeah, that's the eyeshadow. I've just literally done the lid today. I'm not doing anything too really fancy with my eyes. I just want something that's a little bit neutral. Because as I said in my post on Instagram, I am off to see Santa with my son a little bit later today. I am going with a couple of friends and their kids. So yeah, it'll be a good fun. And as I said, I've just had Anna come up to drop off my lipsticks. And yeah, she's actually quite shocked by the colours. She really likes them, but she's someone who doesn't actually have the confidence to pull off lipsticks that are very, very bright and very standoutish. Whereas me, I'm kind of like, well, people are going to stare, I might as well give them something to stare at. So yeah, that is my eyeshadow. It's quite a neutral colour. I will say, I wasn't expecting this colour to be slightly glittery. It does have a slight glitteriness to it. Like, it's very slightly glittery. I'll just show you on my arm. So yeah, it's ever so slightly glittery. I will like put an extra layer of colour and glitter, which I'm going to be using this colour, which I believe is called Time. So hopefully it's a little bit more glitzy. So yeah, it's kind of blending in. It's kind of almost the same colour. It's a little bit brighter, so that's not really a problem for me. I quite like a brighter top coat. I don't know what my son's doing. Sounds like he's up to no good, so I will actually go and check what he's doing. But yeah, that is my eyeshadow for today. And before I get started on my actual waterline, lash line and lashes, I'm just going to see what my son's doing. So I shall be back in 30 seconds. And I'm back. So yeah, I just sorted my son out. So this is my eyeshadow look for today. It's very soft, it's very neutral. I will say that the two paler shows, which is the Paretta and Time in this palette, which is the Dusk Till Dawn palette, I will say these two pale colours are very much the same. There wasn't that much difference in the actual shades, so not really bothered by that, but it's kind of like, well, I've got two colours that are virtually the same. So it's not exactly great for me, because I like to have, you know, lots of colours. So yeah, next I will be doing my waterline. And if you saw in my post on Instagram, I did get a W7 bag. So yeah, I did get the W7 like goodie bag type thing. And inside it they had a mascara and a eye pencil. I will apologise, my son has just come through and started playing with pencils and crayons. So if you hear that, it's my son. But yeah, I will be using this eye pencil. Usually I use my Miss Sporty Kohl because I find Kohls are so much easier for me to use. But I thought I'd give this a try and see how well it worked on my actual waterline. So yeah, I'm just gonna like use it like I normally do. And I will apologise if you can hear my next door neighbours because yeah, they aren't exactly quiet. I will say this seems to be going on fairly well. I'm just gonna kind of break the actual tip, so it actually blends a little easier for me. It kind of feels a bit like uncomfortable for me. I do like my Kajal more, but it has kind of applied, like this is without, this is with. It has applied, you know, it's not as dark and defined as I normally like, but it has applied to my eyes, so that's something. I will say this formula is quite soft, and it does go on quite nicely, but I probably wouldn't actually buy this, like go out my way and buy this. Um, it's a nice formula, but it's not something I would buy, outwardly buy. So yeah, that is my waterline done. That was with the W7 eye pencil. You know, it's an okay product. It will get used. I still prefer my Kajal. Um, so yeah, I'm not really kind of loving it, but I'm not hating it either. I'm kind of 50-50 with it. Next, I will be using the liner by Revolution. This is literally called Revolution the Liner. I have used it a few times and I just love it. It gives me a wonderful water eyeline for my lash line. So yeah, that's my lash line done. Like I tend to do like a liquid lash line just above my eyelashes, purely because it just defines my eyes a bit more. So yeah, this is kind of like a general look for me. It's nothing special. It's nothing really striking. So yeah, that is my lash line on both eyes done. As I said, I do really like this liner. It's a liner that I would go for. As for the eye water pencil, which is the W7. It does work well, but as I said, I'm 50-50 with it. It works well, but I'm not loving it. Next, I will be using W7 Big Lash Mascara, and I just love the actual packaging for this. This actually did come as a set together, and I believe on the website, the W7 website, I believe it's about $7.99. So that's not too bad. But I do just love the actual packaging. I mean, it's gold and glittery, gold and black and glittery. So yeah, it's won me over by packaging. So yeah, I'm just going to use this as my mascara for today. It's nothing special. It's just like a normal applicator mascara. Like I said, it's nothing special. I will say it doesn't have a smell, which is a bonus for me because I don't like things that have a smell. This actually works really well. And here comes my son. So yeah, my son just came over because I was doing my mascara, and he has a fascination with people doing their mascara. So yeah, I've done this side with mascara. You know, it's just a simple, normal mascara, this. It's nothing special. You know, it does apply really nicely. It doesn't have a scent. I have noticed that it doesn't go clumpy like some of my other mascaras, which is a bonus. And it does cover my lashes pretty well. So yeah, it does cover my lashes really well. It's not clumpy. I can feel it on my lashes. It doesn't feel heavy though, so that's a bonus. And next I will be using a new product again. This was from my Glossy box this month, and this is like a kind of 3-in-1 type product. This is by Bella Perra Cosmetics, which is a Shimmer Roll. Now this can be used on your body, your eyes, your face. It can be used as a highlighter or a blusher, you know, whatever you want to kind of use it as. I don't want a very strong highlighter look today, and I don't want a strong blusher look. So I thought I would skip highlighter and just use this as like a blusher kind of thing. It is very, very glittery. It's like super, super glittery. Like, and very, very smudgeable. So I'm looking forward to using this. So yeah, it's just a really nice product. The one thing I will say about it though is because it's a plastic roller ball, it does tend to stick every now and then. So when you're like moving it across, it sticks and you kind of have to press harder to move it, which is a little bit of annoyance for me. I know roller balls that have like metal tops, metal balls as it were. It's actually a lot easier to apply makeup, but I know if it's like a shimmer like this, it can be a bit of a nightmare. So just like plastic roller balls aren't really my thing. So I'm literally just going to use it like a contour and a blusher. And for some reason, it doesn't want to go on this side. Yeah, I think I've got it on that side. I will say I'm having to turn my head so this product actually gets on the ball again so I can actually apply it. Because it really wasn't going on this side. I thought it had and it hadn't. So I've literally done both sides. I'm going to take my normal like blusher brush, give it a quick dust off in my hand. It's fine though, I did clean it. So yeah, I'm just gonna like blend it. So I've got a little bit of a shimmer. So it's kind of natural, but it's not like in your face. It does have a slight colour to it, but it's so pale. It's also almost like my natural colour anyway. So now for lips. Where can I start? Like lips. Moment I've been waiting for. So yeah, as I said, I will be using MAC Cosmetics. These are actually the two shades that I'm going to be wearing. Is the Silver Charm and Whiteout. Now I'm actually going to use Whiteout as a base for my lips because I want to see how they work together, and how like how white it will go on my lips. Like, will it stay white or will it change to a colour? I believe it shouldn't change to a colour, but we'll see. So I'm literally going to apply this first. So yeah, that is the base for my lips today, and it stays white. You know, there's no colour change to this. It really does stay white. I will say the texture is very, very creamy. It does feel like it's almost like a balm rather than a lipstick in texture. It doesn't have like a taste or anything, which is good. It does have a slight smell, but it's not nasty. It's not a nasty smell. So yeah, I do like this lipstick. Um, so yeah, but what I am going to do next is I'm going to be using the Silver Charmed, and I'm just going to use my actual lipstick brush and take some of this product and apply it to my lips. Okay, so that's not really working for me. So I'm just going to do it the traditional way. So yeah, that is my colour for today. It's very, hello Bart. It is very standoutish. Yeah, it's your mum. Please excuse my son. I will actually clean this so it will be silver when I come to use it rather than a blend of silver and white. So I do like this lipstick. I think the formula is really, really good. You know, I've been wanting to get some of the MAC Cosmetic products for a little while anyway. And it's like I've been toying with the colours. So I'm kind of like, I'm glad I've bought them. I love the colours. I love the texture. You know, they do work really, really well. Please excuse my son. He's just decided he wants to be vain and stare at himself in the mirror. Quite literally. But yeah, I love this lipstick. It's very, very nice. It's, you know, for the price as well. I mean, I believe these were like, let me just check the price. Yeah, they were $4.50. Apart from the mermaid tail, which was actually $5.50. So yeah, it's kind of like the cost of them to how they actually work on your lips is really, really nice. I think value for money. They're not like burning my lips. There's no stinging. There's no nothing. So I will say MAC Cosmetics, yes, definitely a winner for me. And I will say I was sent some samples by them. And I love the samples as well that I got. And having bought these lipsticks myself, as a full product, I'm like, wow, they work. They work really well. So yeah, I love this color. It's very neutral. It's very different. So I'll be looking forward to taking some pictures later when I'm out. So yeah, I shall be seeing you all in the next few hours on Instagram. If you have liked this tutorial, and sorry it has been so long, if you have liked this tutorial, please put a thumbs up and please let me know what you think of the products in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the little bell icon. And also, if you haven't already, check out my Instagram page because I upload virtually daily these days. So yeah, I shall see you all soon. Bye!